code your own engine and show us how it's done, please. We will be your customers when you pull it off.
Can't you stop your lips from flapping?
What is up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the effortlessly entertaining Dr. Disaster, and Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox, is a blithering idiot who needs some very good advice that I would like to give to him. Like all good advice, it is a very simple concept. In fact, it only consists of 2 words.
Shut up!
By most accounts, the actual game for Borderlands 4 is quite an improvement over Borderlands 3, though with the dog shit writing from that game, that isn't exactly a major accomplishment. But the real problems that Borderlands 4 has faced over the past few months leading up to its release have stemmed from idiotic things that Randy Pitchford has said. For example, when rumors were floating that the game would end up being $80, Randy went out and said just about the worst thing he could, telling gamers that if they were real fans, they'd find a way to buy it. And you just know that the PR team at Gearbox wanted to say to him,
Shut up!
And then, the other day, before Borderlands 4 was released, word was spread that the game was running like shit for a lot of reviewers, and it even crashed in that hilarious video where Conan O'Brien was doing a promotional gig for the game, and in response, Randy Pitchford tried to placate everyone by saying that a day 1 patch would be coming out and fixing it, and then he told everyone to have realistic expectations. Once again, I'm sure that the people who work at his company were rolling their eyes and thinking,
What the hell is wrong with you?
But those are just a few examples of what this clown has said in the lead up to this game, which has damaged his company's chances at having a successful launch. Now, in the wake of the performance issues being revealed to everyone, leading to a poor review score on Steam, Randy Pitchford has gotten angry, and he is complaining about anyone who complains about his game running poorly. He is essentially telling people that they need to spend a few $1,000s on new hardware, a new computer, in order to play their game, and he's telling people that if they don't like it, then they should code their own engine and show Gearbox how it's done. This, of course, is the petulant sort of tantrum that someone who doesn't respect his customers would say, and eventually, someone at Gearbox needs to have the stones to tell this guy,
No, this is where you zip it, all right? The adult is talking.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel, so make sure that you check on that, and there's been a lot of talk about restricted mode being automatically enabled for a lot of users on YouTube, which would cut you off from a lot of your favorite channels. So don't forget to check into that as well, and turn it off if it has been turned on and you don't want it. But alrighty, let's talk about what Randy Pitchford has said about Borderlands 4. Here is the article from IGN telling us the story. It says here, Randy Pitchford is on the offensive when it comes to Borderlands 4 PC performance, responding directly to complaints on social media to claptrap back at disgruntled fans. Real quick timeout here, I simply cannot stand it when game journalists use puns like that, or lines from a game or a movie to try to tell their story. It is cringy as hell and comes off as a desperate attempt to frame themselves as authentic geeks. But anyhow, continuing on, The article says, fresh from his confusing comments about the reason why the console version of Borderlands 4 lacks a field of view slider, and his declaration that it would have been impossible to break the Borderlands 4 servers through sheer weight of player numbers alone at launch, the outspoken Gearbox chief spent time this weekend addressing the complaints about Borderlands 4 performance on PC. At various points on social media, Pitchford told people to code your own engine and show us how it's done, please, and declare Borderlands 4 a premium game made for premium gamers. He also suggested people put their irrational distrust of video game graphics tech such as DLSS aside and use it if available to them. There's plenty to dig into here, but ultimately what Pitchford is saying is that PC gamers should manage their expectations when it comes to the performance of Borderlands 4 in the context of their own rigs. Actually, what he told gamers in his own special way, and if IGN was actually honest and not trying to cover for this jackass, they would say this too, but he basically said, piss off. That line about coding your own engine and showing us how it's done, that is what a whiny brat says when he's cornered in a debate. It's the intellectual equivalent of a cornered animal lashing out, and he's doing it because there's no defense. And ultimately, what this tells me is that he doesn't really care about fixing the performance issues for the people playing his game. All he cares about is that you've already spent your money on Borderlands 4, and chances are that for a lot of folks, it's too late to refund it, so he doesn't care about you. And that line about the game being a premium game for premium gamers is just the most out-of-touch nonsense that I have heard from the CEO of a company in a while. My dude, people are struggling in the current economic climate. Even owning a computer in the first place is a challenge for some folks, while the cost of groceries remains so high. Food is a necessity. Rent and mortgage payments are a necessity. Car payments are often a necessity, but buying a $2,000 rig in order to play some new video game, that ain't happening for a lot of people. But let's skip down to here where they are quoting Randy Pitchford next. The minimum and recommended specs are published, he said. The most common hardware is a 4-year-old cell phone. Borderlands 4 is a premium game made for premium gamers. Just as Borderlands 4 cannot run on a PlayStation 4, it cannot be expected to run on too old PC hardware. And why is that, dude? I mean, really, where are the crowds of people demanding that you make a game with such updated graphics that it can't even run on a PS4? It seems to me that this was for their own vanity, because gamers just want to play games, and we are sick of these idiots trying to animate every blade of grass in their game and every little hair on a character's cheek in order to win some awards at gaming awards shows. But reading on, unlike on PlayStation and Xbox, we cannot prevent a PC player with suboptimal hardware for the game to try to play it, so some try and get mad, and some have actual issues we need to fix, and some need to learn how their PCs work at the high end for this specific game in 2025, and use the tools available to let them find the right balance between frame rate, resolution, and graphics features. This is not a game made to run on 10-year-old PCs. This game uses the full capabilities of modern bus, CPU, and GPU. If you're trying to drive a monster truck with a leaf blower's motor, you're going to be disappointed. If you discover your system can't run the game well by accident or wishful thinking, and or don't want to try to mess with settings to make things good enough for you, please use the refund feature on Steam rather than have a subpar experience. Yeah, I imagine a lot of people were already doing that, you absolute dolt, which is why you were having a temper tantrum in the first place. And responding to one person who said Gearbox should make Borderlands 4 look good without using AI upscaling technology, Pitchford hit back with a dose of sarcasm. Code your own engine and show us how it's done, please. We will be your customer when you pull it off. The people doing it now are clearly dumb and don't know what they're doing, and all the support and recommendations and code and architecture from the world's greatest hardware companies and tech companies working with the world's greatest real-time graphics engine coders don't know what you seem to know. Sarcasm. For the love of all things holy, this dude has no business having customer-facing conversations. This guy is abrasive and simply not a good communicator. But one thing to note, the game did hit a little over 300,000 concurrent players on its launch on Steam. You may recall that I suggested before the weekend started that they would want to pace well ahead of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in order to have a chance at making any money on this game. Kingdom Come hit a bit over 250,000 concurrent players at its peak, and after several months since its February release, they are at somewhere around 4 million units sold. Borderlands has logged higher numbers than Kingdom Come on Steam, but it's doubtful that they have outstripped Kingdom Come to the point where it looks like Gearbox will make any money on this game anytime soon. We've covered this before, and I won't go into the math again, but they need to sell approximately 8 million copies at full price for Borderlands 4 to break even, based on the exorbitant costs of making this game, admitted to by Randy himself. On VG Analytics, they estimate that Borderlands 4 has sold around 650,000 copies on Steam. That means they're probably sitting at around Kingdom Come's numbers after their first few days, selling a couple million copies in its first week. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe Borderlands is secretly blowing those numbers out of the water, but the way that Randy Pitchford is behaving here, I'm going to guess that's far from the truth. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your mockery of Randy Pitchford into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me, Hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.